Hi, I'm Megan from Scituate Community Television. Today we're here at the animal shelter. I'm here with Marianne. Could you tell me what you do here at the Scituate Animal Shelter?
Sure. I'm Marianne Regan. I am the executive director at the Scituate Animal Shelter. So I, oversee most of the organization, and my priorities are mostly fundraising, marketing, the boring stuff, not the direct animal care, unfortunately. But we have a fantastic director of operations and a lovely, amazing group of volunteers who are so dedicated to more of the hands-on work with animals that I am fortunate enough to get to work with as well.
That sounds really great. And how long have you been working here?
I started here actually kind of new. I'm in September 26th or 27th was my first day. So we're about 7 months in, and I'm loving every second of it so far.
Oh, that's great. Do you have any pets at home that inspire you?
Not at this time. I did lose my pets, my beloved creatures, 1 year after another, 3 of them, almost right in a row. So kind of taking a break because it's so emotional, but I get my fill when I'm here. So
That's good. That's really good. Do you have any favorite stories about pets that you have that you'd like to share with us?
Wow, there's so many probably. I would say recently here at the shelter, we got a dog that came in named Oreo. This is just the first thing that came to my head. There's so many, but Oreo came in as a stray. She was stray for a very, very long time. They were trying to catch her for days. She did not want to approach anyone. She was showing severe, extreme aggression, lunging, snapping, growling, barking, no friendly behaviors whatsoever. We brought her in here. Finally, after finally capturing her, we brought her in here, and she was extraordinarily stressed. Whatever she had been through, we don't know. The bad behavior continued for a while, and we were all looking at each other like, what are we going to do? This is going to be a danger. If we adopt this animal out, what are we going to do? So we were patient, as we should be with all creatures, and gave her some really strict training in-house, only positive reinforcement. She would get rewarded when she wasn't doing those things. Our dog trainer, Donna, worked really hard, as well as our dog volunteers with her. And after several weeks, we started seeing a huge change in her behavior. And I was floored because I just didn't think that it was going to be possible. But the hard work that the volunteers and our dog trainer put into her well-being paid off. She became completely 180'd, completely different dog than what we had when she first came here. Pure love, loved other dogs, started loving all people. She just got adopted this past week officially. And the home is remarkable. She's living with 2 other dogs. They go to the beach every day. She's saying hi to everyone. She's just a new dog, and it's one of the most successful things that I've seen in a while. So
That's a really great example of the impact that the animal shelter can have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What other animals do you house here?
We house, oh gosh, I don't think there's anything we don't house. However, we are mostly set up appropriately for cats and dogs, mostly. We do house the occasional rabbit, small animals, rabbits, guinea pigs, and actually a snake here and there. So a lot of, smaller creatures too, but we have to do that minimally because we just don't have the appropriate space for them. So a little at a time. And actually, we recently had a pig. So anything is possible.
Yes. So what does a typical day look like for you at the animal shelter?
For me, behind a computer, responding to emails, working on fundraising, working on marketing, trying to get our good name out there, because we really, we're called the Scituate Animal Shelter, but we truly help the communities beyond this area. So we're really trying to get that better known in our area. South of Boston, we're pretty much the best resource for animals there is. So I kind of concentrate on those things. The day in the life of the shelter, though, is crazy and wonderful. Lots of cleaning up poop, lots of walking dogs, cleaning litter boxes, socializing the animals, because the physical well-being, obviously, and the medical well-being is so important. We all know that, but the mental and emotional well-being is just as important. So it's very important to us that we provide enrichment for all of our animals too. So our volunteers and our staff concentrate a lot on the hands-on stuff on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. And for the community, what would you say is the most helpful donation that you can receive?
Well, anything that will better the lives of animals, number one. So dog food, treats for cats, and dog food, dog treats, cat food, cat treats. Toys, because again, enrichment, food puzzles for dogs and cats that will keep them busy while they eat to keep their minds stimulated. So anything you can possibly really think of for direct animal care that will better the lives of animals with us. Obviously, money. You know, we are not city or state funded. We absolutely rely on donations to sustain, to keep this wonderful shelter going. And then more practical stuff like toilet paper, paper towels, office supplies.
Right.
Not the fun stuff, but the needed stuff.
Right, definitely. What advice or encouragement would you give to people looking to adopt an animal?
Oh, I would say come here. Our volunteers that work back here are awesome. They are so great. They will help you find the right animal, number one. Number two, I would say don't come in thinking, I want a Boston Terrier, or I want a Golden Retriever. I understand completely why someone might want a specific breed, for sure, but you never know what might surprise you here. I would say base it on your lifestyle, base it on the personality of the dog, and trying to make a good match between the two, not necessarily based on breed.
Yes. Definitely good advice. Do you guys tend to get very attached to the animals while they're here?
I would say so. It's definitely a hard line. You have to kind of have some wall up to be able to say hello and goodbye, but love them and care for them while they're here. But I don't think any of us would be in this field of work if we didn't every once in a while. And we all have our special ones that come in and leave. So it does get hard, but mostly it's a very happy goodbye. So it's handleable.
Yes. Good. And how does this job compare, influencing the Scituate and surrounding communities, to other jobs you've had in the past?
Well, other jobs I've had in the past has been in the animal welfare field, okay. But I would say I came from another organization, another animal welfare organization where I was for 17 years and came here. And what impresses me so much about this place is first the community members. I am just floored by the support, the donations we get in, the lovely people that come in to visit animals and adopt them. Even the people that have to surrender them, it's usually a very painful procedure, but they're always so grateful to us for being able to provide compassionate, communication with them while they're doing that very difficult thing. So I would say the community members are outstanding. And I would say number two, the volunteers here. I'm just absolutely floored by the support that we get from volunteers. We do have staff. We have full-time staff and part-time staff. But I would say 95% of this organization is run by volunteers that are mostly from this area. And so again, it goes back to the community members. They're just remarkable.
So how can somebody from the community get in touch with you to volunteer, adopt, or do anything else?
I would say you're more than welcome to come in and visit, and we can always talk to you. The volunteers are very knowledgeable that are behind the front desk here when we're open. Our hours of operation are on our website and on our Facebook, so definitely like us on Facebook. You can also check us out on our website at ScituateAnimalShelter.org, and our adoptable animals are there, as well as our volunteer opportunities. And to me, he's about 2 months, right? 8 weeks. Yeah. And we, animal shelters and Scituate Animal Shelter, try not to adopt out animals before they're spayed or neutered. That is obviously one of the fundamental aspects of our work. Right. But so we kept him here and we weighed him and we're like, darn it, he's not 2 pounds yet. And that's pretty much the minimal weight that they should be before they get neutered. So he's like 1.6. So he's going into foster. So we didn't even talk about our foster program. It's awesome. When animals aren't ready for adoption yet, they go into the foster care program where, again, our wonderful community members just care for them until we say, okay, come back. They've got a home, or we're going to get them ready for a home. So he's leaving us tomorrow. We just vaccinated him and checked his blood and everything. Basically, it is against the law for any shelter worker, for anyone that's not a veterinarian, to give the rabies shot themselves. So we have to have, obviously, veterinarians do that. Overall exam, check the ears, the eyes, the heart, although we do that on intake as well because we're trained well enough to do that. But you're watching my hands move. Oh, you're so cute. And then, of course, we can give the other vaccines ourselves, the distemper, all that heartworm stuff for dogs. We can combo test them with checks for feline AIDS and feline leukemia. I know, you're so distracting. But But spays and neuters, of course, have to be done by a veterinarian. So we get, again, shelter medicine is different. Like the more population, just like a kindergarten classroom, illness can happen. So kittens are more susceptible, puppies are more susceptible, older animals. So the quicker we get them in and out into foster, the better. These are going to be very challenging, awesome kittens to adopt out because they have what is known as leukemia. We're checking for feline AIDS and feline leukemia. Feline AIDS, also known as FIV, is basically similar. Humans cannot catch it, but it is similarly spread like the human HIV. So it's a virus. But cats with FIV can live perfectly normal, long lives until they're 17, 18, whatever the case may be. You just got to watch their stress levels, keep them in a healthy, happy, calmer environment. So we do adopt that. We have a ton of FIV positive cats right now. We do adopt them out. It is contagious to other cats if they bite and the saliva gets into the bloodstream. Other than that, not really contagious. It's not something we worry about too much, and we're trying to help people understand they can live perfectly normal lives. Okay. FELV, leukemia, is a little bit more serious. It is contagious as well. They don't live that long. So I've heard different figures, different ranges of ages that people have experienced their cat with FELV leukemia living up to, but it's so different. A year, 3 years, 8 years, I hear things like that. So it's an unfortunate, horrible thing. However, up until they're starting to fail, they can live great lives. But you would have to adopt a cat with leukemia, probably with no other cats. You don't, because again, it is contagious. And with the understanding, you're kind of keeping them, not hospice care, because not all of them are failing right away, but kind of understand you're not going to have them for a long time. And that you want them to have a very calm, happy life until they go. So it does take a very special person to be able to take that on. You're taking a chance with any animal you adopt. Kitten, he could develop something in a year. Gosh, knock on wood. That's horrible for me to say. You're always taking a chance. At least with them, we know what it is. It's leukemia. So they're probably not going to live 18 like a healthier cat. But they will have a good quality of life. Right now, they're showing no signs of illness. Okay. If they were suffering in any way, we would obviously care for that. Take care of that. But they're very happy right now. So they just need a special person that's willing to give them whatever time they have a good home. As a stray, they had their microchips, and we traced the microchip back to their owner. The owner was very devastated, obviously sad, glad we found them, came in and talked to us, admitted she didn't have the time, very embarrassed, and that's something we should really talk about, is surrendering. She was so sad and embarrassed, but she was like, I don't have the time and I'm not the right owner for them. And she felt she was gonna have this judgment by us and she's gonna be on our blacklist. But it's like, she's doing the right thing for the animal. Right. She recognized she's just not the right match. And that's what we're here for. So she was finally okay with her decision at the end, but she did sign them over to us, and we made her feel like it's okay, because that's exactly why we're here. You're not abandoning them, you're doing the right thing. You thought you could take them on? That's a lot of work. That's a lot of dog. 2 puppies at one time, I don't think I could do that. So she recognized her limits and was able to surrender them. They've gone through a lot, losing their owner, going to another home for a moment until they were able to come here. And they're, like I said, they're older. But they're so amazing because they're just super cool and super nice and, not showing any sadness or stress, which I'm sure they're feeling. They're really amazing. I know. People abandon their animals because they think that either they don't know, like you said about shelters in general, or they think they're going to get judged, and they're afraid or going to get charged or, a lot of money, whatever the case may be. My huge message, I always say this, is don't feel that way when you come here. We have a completely judgment-free zone. That's the reason we exist, is to help people, not only animals, but help people. Not everyone can successfully keep an animal. I've had to give up an animal before that I was fostering, thought I was going to keep, and it wasn't the right match. My cats were going to lose it, blah, blah, blah. It happens to the best of us, and that doesn't mean anything. It just means it wasn't the right match or the right time for the person. She is an older, she's a 7-year-old pit bull. I know, honey, you're so good. All happiness, all wiggles, very sweet. But we know that pit bulls have a bad name in our communities, unfortunately. So she's probably going to end up sitting here longer than, you know, if we had like a Boston Terrier in here or something full bred, whatever. Even with the naughtiest of behaviors, whereas she's got none. She's pretty much perfect. She's gonna sit here for a long time because of her breed, unfortunately. So those are myths and things that we have to work with, that we have to try and talk to people about, you know, to just help dispel them. She's just remarkable. Our very jam-packed kitchen right now. It's usually way more tidy than this, but these are all donations that, again, the community brings in. It's just non-stop amazing. So the volunteers usually then store them, put them away. They just haven't gotten to it yet. But this is our kitchen. This is where we prep our food. Our meds are stored in here for the animals. You know, all the practical stuff.
So say I'm here to donate something and I have a big bag of food or something, where exactly can I leave that?
You are welcome to bring it right on in. Our volunteers can help you take it from you. Thank you. We need it. It's so appreciated. And we'll put it away. If we're not here, if it's not during our business hours, we have an awesome, beautiful, again, from one of our community members made this box, donation box outside. So if we're not here, no one's here at all, the door's locked, you can put them right in there and we'll take it. We clean it out every day.
Okay.
So. It looks silly, but you know, when people want to volunteer here, actually the #1 injury usually in a shelter for volunteers and staff is cat scratches.
Okay.
We take it for granted because everyone's like, I know how to clean a cat and take care of a cat. Yeah, but these are shelter cats and we don't know all of them fully yet, maybe, or they're stressed in this environment, whatever the case may be, so they might not be themselves. There might be a higher level of you know, not perfection happening. So and some people don't really know how to interpret body language. So as silly as this looks, it's actually a very useful tool for people that aren't intuitively good with cats or understand cats and who are helping our cats. So you can see the different body positions and ears and tails, everything. You've got to pay attention to everything. And eyes, you know, if they're dilated, if they're not, a whole bunch of stuff helps. So this actually helps a lot with volunteers lessen the amount of getting injured by cats. So we will try to keep only FIV cats in here because it is contagious, but not hugely. What's that?
Through biting?
Through biting,
okay.
Yeah, they have to bite each other. And so mostly it's male cats that were outdoor cats have it because they end up fighting. Okay. But anyway, these guys are all really healthy and happy, and well, one of them's fresh, but fantastic. Okay. And then some, you know, older cats and have maybe a little bit of attitude or whatever, so might not like other cats, you know, might set them off, so they get their own little condo space here. I don't see Smokey. Where are you? Oh, he's down in there sleeping. He's in the cupboard sleeping. So, you know, it's just a matter of, as much as possible, providing them with their specific need when they're in our care. It's not ideal. A shelter's not ideal. A home is ideal, but we do the best we can while they're with us. Squirt, also a little freshy fresh, also needs his own space due to his freshness, not liking other cats perhaps. Squirt. So yeah, and then this is mostly the cat. I mean, they can all be fresh, and you know, anyone has the potential of being fresh. We don't. Some are perfectly lovely and nice, but we do try and house them appropriately according to their medical needs and their behavior needs. But these guys are usually the ones that aren't as cautionary or as fresh, although I do see Isabella's a caution. So Cheese is a absolute caution, but she's so sweet at the same time. We think she's got who knows what. She loves you, and then she's like, when you go to leave, she'll start swatting at you.
Okay.
She's super funny, but we all love her. We all love her a lot for being as fresh as she is. She will make a good home. She's the calico up top.
Oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She basically owns the shelter. This is Cheese's shelter. Yeah.
How long has she been here?
She's been here for a while because of her freshness.
Okay.
She had her own room, and then we don't know what happened. We think she jumped from somewhere, from a tabletop down the bottom. She started limping, so we didn't know. We obviously brought her immediately to the vets. Gave her pain meds. Nothing's broken, thank God. Soft tissue damage probably. So we had to put her on cage rest. So she's fine now, and she's happy. So, and then they each get a turn outside of the cage for several hours, if not overnight, to just enjoy the room.
Now we're here outside with Nancy. Can you tell us a little bit about your role here at the Scituate Animal Shelter?
Yes, I'm a dog walker and I work at the desk. That's what I'm doing today. Today I'm showing Charlie over here. Part of our dog walking duties are obviously walking dogs and then cleaning up and playing and feeding and just loving the dogs as much as we can. At the desk, we show dogs and try to get them adopted.
What inspired you to start volunteering with animals?
I've always had a dog, and I just love dogs. And when I retired, I live half a mile from here, and it was just seemed like the natural thing to do.
How long have you been volunteering here?
Since this building was here, about 8 years. Yeah, almost 8 years. Yeah.
Wow. So for anybody who's interested, how would you recommend getting involved at the animal shelter?
There's a lot of different volunteer opportunities, and now our volunteer application is online, so they can go online and fill it out and send it in, and then they would be contacted for orientation and training. You can also come in. We don't have any applications here anymore, they're all online, but you can come in and certainly take a tour, see what else is available to do.
Okay.
Yeah.